lot older than me. So.
Welcome,
hi.
everyone, to Disturbed and Confused. We are at season 2, episode 24. You got it.
Yep.
Oh, my God. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
We are so lucky, again, for a 4th time, to have Jackie, the joke man, Martling in the house.
Did I actually stumble in here 4 times?
Yes, you've been here 4 times.
Jesus.
4 times. I can't believe it.
Why not?
You must really. Oop, rookie move. I'm fired.
I'm starstruck.
Lorna's starstruck, and I keep telling her, you're not like that. You're just like cool
Why
to
do
hang
I've
out
loved
with.
you forever.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Yes.
How come I don't have a shirt like that?
You're gonna get one
No,
tonight.
I actually have one. I actually
You have a T-shirt.
I wore my T-shirt the other day.
Nice. I'm gonna give you a long sleeve T-shirt tonight.
I never wear them. So,
Okay, so I won't give you one.
No, I won't wear it. I won't wear it. But
How's everything?
everything is really, really good. My documentary got not syndicated, distribution.
Nice.
So within a couple months, it's going to be on all the different, many different platforms.
Oh, I can't
Random
wait.
Media, which is I just been waiting to do it, and then I can go around the country showing it, and doing Q&A, and doing my shows, and hopefully it's going to take me back up a couple notches so I can. I don't even really want to work more, Too old for this, and.
Age is just a
I'm
number.
always like, when am I going to work? When am I going to work? And then I have a job. It's like, oh, crap, I got to go to work tonight, But I'm having fun. I'm doing, I don't know how long it's been since I've been here, but I've been doing TikTok. So one of my TikTok jokes got 1.1 million views.
Nice.
And it's really funny because it's radio clean. It has to be radio clean.
Yes.
And I've been doing a Mark Simone show a lot too. And I've just been so filthy. But if you're creative, it's amazing what you can say. And then I push the envelope a little more and a little more.
Yeah.
And you could say but and weenie and Knish and
Knish.
and that's Belle Barth was a comedian in the 50s. She was a Jewish piano player, accordion player, and she worked in the Catskills and in Miami and told filthy jokes. And a woman's private parts she called the Knish, which is
Nice.
so innocent and so funny. But I've been so dirty on this TikTok. And when I first started, I did a joke, and they don't delete the jokes, they mute the joke.
Yes.
So all of a sudden there's just no audio, and they muted a joke that had the word dildo in it, and they muted a joke with the word masturbate in it. And neither of those are by themselves, they just aren't dirty words. They're
Right.
just, they're not but they, I'm not going to argue with anybody. So then I said, all right, I'll be careful. And I've been just telling just filthy jokes and getting away with it. And the one that got 1.1 million hits, I mean, the guy does his girlfriend on the dining room table and does her mother on the dining room table, it's like.
We get the idea, Jack.
No, but I'm saying, well, you could say that.
Yeah,
Jeez,
yeah.
Who are we talking to? Father Suave out there?
Optimum and Facebook.
Please. Enough of this.
I know. We need to stop being censored.
Yeah.
I know.
One of these days, people are going to grow up.
I know.
They don't want you to curse. It might drown out the sound of gunfire. But it's your stupid world, not mine. I just live in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's getting tougher and tougher, I'll tell you.
I got a role in a movie.
You got what?
A role in a movie. I'm playing a bar owner, Italian bar owner.
Nice.
On Staten Island.
Oh, really?
And I just rewrote my part, and the guy really liked what I wrote. It's really funny.
Nice.
And there's a great joke in it that I actually wrote for Les Paul.
Oh.
Like 20 years ago. He was 85-year-old guitar player. And he used it every night. And then it hit me. I'm like, I don't want to admit I'm that old, but that joke works perfectly for me.
Wow, yeah.
And so that's that's kind of funny. So that's
So are you allowed to say the name of the movie or no?
I don't know what the story is with it.
Okay.
I'm sure
So
I'm
we won't.
sure I can, but it'd probably really help if I had any idea what it was.
Yeah, it would help.
But, no, I do have an idea, but
We'll keep it a secret.
I'm not. I don't. Until the guy says go wild
Yeah,
promoting,
yeah.
go wild promoting, because it's
Okay.
just like why I haven't really promoted my documentary. Because it's, you mention it and mention, then it doesn't come out. It was done right before the pandemic, and we thought it was ready to go out.
Right.
Thank God I didn't start promoting it, because then the pandemic shelved everything.
Yes.
And threw everything, made
Yeah.
everything nuts. But I got a gig. I'm back at the Suffolk Theater March 4th.
Yeah, I saw that
In
online.
Riverhead, it's such a great room.
Yeah.
And I got my old friend Peter Bales, who I do my podcast with.
Yes, stand-up memories.
And that's going to be great. And
How is Peter?
he's great. We're doing our first one. We do everything live in house, and Monday's going to be our first Zoom. I never wanted to really do. I hate the Zoom thing, but
I'm not a fan of Zoom either. We use StreamYard. It seems to work better.
I don't mean the actual
You just rather
program.
have them in
I'm just talking
person.
about the whole concept. Is
Yeah,
because I did a bunch of those things when the pandemic first hit, where they hired you and they pay you a lot of money, but you got 20 people, 20 little heads here. And when you swipe, you got 20 little heads here, and people pay attention for 5 minutes. The next thing you know, the guy's out feeding his dog, and then the doorbell rings, and it's like, yeah, it's just, I'd take the money gladly. But I got my old friend Gabe Abelson on the show Monday, and he was Letterman's head writer for like 12 years.
Nice.
And me and Peter have known him for 40 years. So,
wow.
It really is stand-up memories. It's just.
Wow.
So great. And then we started, since I saw you, we never had comics on. So we had a couple comics on. We had my old manager on. We had John Blenn
John Blenn on. I saw that.
from Long Island Icon.
He wished me a happy birthday.
He's a great guy. And David Criblet from Newsday. And then we had Joey Cola, and then had Joey Cola's wife. And then we had Carrie Caravis, and then her husband.
Carrie's been here.
And then what's his name? I draw a blank so quick.
Carrie's a sweetheart. I like her.
It's fun. You have the guys' wives on, and it's a whole different world.
Oh yeah. Then you get the real stories of what goes on at home.
And then we had two very young, 1 year into the business, a guy and a girl, and they. So it's been really interesting. Me and Peter are really having fun.
That's great.
And I hadn't gotten old yet.
No.
So that's my story. I've been doing a lot of those cameos.
Yes.
And I don't know whether people are just loosening up or not loosening up, but getting more imaginative, because there used to be, do a cameo for my girlfriend, Helen,
Right.
You can be dirty. You're doing for my wife, but don't be too dirty because her parents are going to see it. But now it's like, it's for Eddie, and he's Jewish, and he really loves motorcycles, and his mother's 44. They give me all these instructions, but it's really funny because I dance right around them and go nuts, and the people, they're really glad, and I don't charge a lot of money, so
that's
you
good.
do a few of those. Next thing you know, you got money. You got money to go buy crack. Which is very important.
Oh my God.
We have a bunch of people chiming in saying hello. Carol Taylor, Linda DeVitas, Ann Rodney, Nikki
Are these people
Delaney.
you know?
Yeah, these are all viewers, and some I know from meeting in person. Bruno Coppola, Brutus James from Chicago. Wow, there's a lot of people visiting.
So you have viewers from Chicago?
Yes. Yes.
California, Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah, I sure do. They're all
in the mid-'80s, I went out and worked Zanies, which is still there. And now they have, in the suburbs, they got a couple Zanies, and they had one in Nashville, which is still there.
Right.
But Zanies, the guy who owns Zanies, Rick Hewitt, he's long dead, it was a brothel.
Ah.
And the cops kept coming in, and Rick was jumping out the window. And he got sick of it. So he said, you know what? I'm just going to open a dirty bookstore. So he made it into a dirty bookstore. And of course, the people are taking girls and guys are going with guys in the back and fooling around. And they kept busting that and he going out the window.
Oh my gosh.
She said, what am I going to do with this place? And he said, what the hell? I'll try comedy. And it's like one of the greatest little comedy spots in the world. And everybody worked there. You know, back when I worked there, you know, the Leno's Picture and Seinfeld and, you know, Larry Miller and Paul Reiser, you know, we all worked there.
Mm-hmm.
But you would stay upstairs. And upstairs was where the brothel was.
Oh, God.
And all the walls, I'm not making this, all the walls were red velvet. So
it's like Mount Airy Lodge.
You felt like you literally felt like you're in a brothel. You know, you're done with your show and the guys are upstairs getting drunk and it's like red velvet. You're like, I don't know, Larry, should we be making out? You know? Oh, it's such a trip. You know, the place is still there, it's still operating. I wonder if I keep meaning to ask somebody, are those walls up there still red velvet?
Where is that in Nashville? I'm sorry.
There is one in Nashville, but
okay.
the original one was in Chicago, right on Wells Street. Like the Earl of Old Town is across the street, and Second City is down the street. And
okay, Brutus and Ed Zerbinsky, we want to know if Zanies is still in Chicago.
Zanies on Wells Street, I'm sure it is.
So
tell them to go there and ask if they can go upstairs and see the red velvet walls.
I know Ed definitely will do that. I don't know about Brutus. We'll see.
Hey, go find out. I'll give you my email, jokeland@aol.com, jokeland@aol.com, and I'll send you.
He said as far as he knows, it's still there.
Wow. I could almost, it might, you know, numbers pop in your head. I think it's 1248 Wells.
Wow, he knows it by heart. You must have been there a lot.
You know, I used to give out my Jackie the Joke Man, I stumped Jackie the Joke Man t-shirts. So you used to give them to the hookers that would be hanging out. I was always hoping a comedian would be walking along and see a hooker wearing a Jackie t-shirt. Oh, that was great. That was the wild woolly days. The wild woolly days. And wow. Nashville was good. You know, the Nashville Zanies, I got booked there. And the first night I went up there and I did okay, but nowhere near like I usually used to do because I was loud and going a mile a minute. And then the next night, same thing. I'm like, and I thought about it and I said, you know, because after hanging around for a couple of nights, you realize that they're not stupid. They just move slower.
Right.
So I just went up and did my act and literally talked half as fast and destroyed the place. I wound up doing like a little bit more than half of my act because I went so slow.
Wow.
Gave them time to digest it. It's not because they're not smart as a whip. It's just because if that's not how you're being served, you know. Right. And I just thought that was so funny. It was so, but I hate telling that story because it sounds like you're being denigrating the people of Nashville. Of course, now that's an urban, you know, it's probably more hip than New York City now. But,
Anne Rothney said she loved reading your book, by the way.
Thank you very much.
And she enjoyed the pictures very much as well.
Thank you. You know, I've been getting a lot of compliments on the book, and you know, in the last couple of months, I don't know exactly what's happened, but I've got a lot of emails from people like in their 20s and in their 30s that I guess are discovering the Stern Show on YouTube, but then finding the old shows.
Right.
And it's really interesting. And, you know, somebody says, hey, man, I really love you. Really love your book. You know, I'm 27 years old and I live in Toronto. I'm like, you weren't even born when I was on the show. You know? Did I tell you? I don't know if I told you this. The publisher called me at one point, at this point, I don't know, it was like probably a year ago. It might have been 2 years ago.
Right.
He said, what'd you do? Did you go on a bunch of shows and promote the book? We just got a huge bump in sales. What happened was when my book came out, of course, Howard Stern never talked about it, never mentioned it to his audience. But then he put out a book a couple of years ago. And if you go to buy a book on Amazon, when you go to check out, just before you click, it says people that bought this book also might have bought this book, and there's my book and Stuttering John's books, and the person's already got their credit card in there.
Yeah.
They already have it almost paid for. And just by going click, they get my book too. So for another $15 or $16, what the hell?
Right.
So I guess a lot of people would just go and click.
No, it's because I brag about you all the time.
Well, that's the other reason.
That's the main
Plus
reason.
the Village Hall Tavern, whatever the hell it's called.
The Double L Tavern.
Well, I actually had a couple of people who tried to buy your book.
Recently.
I told a couple of people that you were coming on. It was a secret. And they
Secret?
we wanted to be a surprise.
I expected to pull up and have them, outside.
The paparazzi just left.
The rain.
But actually, your book was sold out on Amazon.
Yes, it was.
Yes. A couple of people
I
tried
got
to get
the last copy
they only printed
available.
4 of them.
I bought one of the last hard copies so you could sign it for her.
Yeah.
The hard copies did run out. And I think they do that with a lot of books. Because, why keep them?
Well, you can only get audio. You can only get the audio. You can even get a song.
Oh, no. There's paperback is out. And because the papabbacks, if they,
Yeah, they weren't available when we looked.
Only audio was available.
They weren't right away. Now they're, because I order them all the time,
You order your own book all the time?
Yeah, well, I sell them at my shows,
I'm just
I
busting your
grab them and sell them at my
Jackie.
shows, and people, get a kick out of that. No, I'd be very surprised if I'm sure they're for sale.
I'm telling you, when I bought
How long ago?
5 days
ago.
ago. There was one copy left in stock, and
One
I had
hardcover copy.
hardcover.
Oh, I'm sure there's a million. They
No,
don't
but
run out
even
of
the
paper
soft
books.
cover was not available.
It wasn't
Only
available.
audio was available.
That's how
on
popular
Amazon.
you are.
Yeah.
No, that's how unpopular. And
Oh,
it was
stop.
bother,
It's sold
Well,
out.
I got however many you want. I got them right in the car. You know what? I just realized I'm not making a joke. I used to load them into the car every time I had a gig, and I'm like, what am I doing? Just leave them in the car. What are you doing?
So I actually had a couple of questions I wanted to ask you.
8 inches.
Besides that question. And I actually heard 10, so I guess it's
I'm
an
not
age thing.
folding it in half for anybody.
But because every time we get together, we just love to listen to your stories, and it's incredible. But I actually have some real questions that I wanted to ask you. So,
You're the class clown.
now I already know
The
you were.
people ask you, can I tell you a joke? Go ahead,
No.
let's hear what you got.
No, I want to know what is your very best memory in this business, not including Howard, other than Howard, like, working, all that. I want to know what was your very best memory in this business.
Well, was it just a huge rush? Was going to a specific one? I mean, I went to Las Vegas with Rodney Dangerfield. That was huge. But you're talking about one specific thing.
Awesome.
Going to lunch at the Friars Club with Henny Youngman.
Wow.
And having a couple drinks with George Clooney. Oh, but that was an offshoot of the Stern Show.
Was that all?
Like the first time you're sitting on stage and you play a song you wrote and people love it. That's bigger than any of that other stuff.
But still, those are some pretty incredible moments.
And of course, sex. Should that ever happen?
Oh, wow.
Should that ever
That
happen?
never happen.
Yeah, as we get older, things slow down a bit.
Maybe for you.
Well, I'm not famous like you
They
are.
have pills. We don't have pills.
They have pills.
Yeah.
We don't have pills.
We don't get pills.
Besides, I know you were like big into gymnastics and stuff when you were in school. He was actually a gymnast. Very
Really?
good, yes.
Wow.
What was your favorite hobby growing up? Besides drinking beer
And sex.
and sex.
Playing the guitar, obviously.
Yeah.
Like once when I was a kid, I wasn't one of those kids that had a specific hobby. Oh, you know what? Believe it or not, you can't even call it that, but Steven Spielberg's movie is out, and it's funny because just like so many guitar players, how they get their first guitar and how they did it and wound up in a band. It's so parallel for so many people. I just started reading Gene Cornish's book, The Guitar Player of the Rascals. And it's like I'm reading my own story here.
Wow.
But when I was a little kid, I had a puppet show. I got puppets, and then I had a puppet show, and then I got a magic kit for Christmas, and then I added magic to the show, and then I sold cards. I actually sold cards, went to a mail order house that's like in the back of a comic book.
Right.
Sell boxes of cards, and you can get this prize. And the prize I got was a 8mm projector.
Wow.
And I got some little films. So now I had movies to go with my shows. And then I got a camera, a movie camera for Christmas. And I actually had the camera with the big, huge, disgustingly hot lights that made my family crazy. And I shot movies and actually edited them, with the little thing. I was so into it. And then, then all of a sudden at some point it just went away. I don't know whether girls came into, but then one day I said, I really should go back and look at those things. I said, where's the old films? And my little brother had unspooled all the films. And my mother, she threw them out. Instead of saying, Jackie, your films are unspooled, So that went away. But I was so into that for a while. And I wish I had kept going, because that was so interesting and so fun, piecing that together. And I distinctly remember me and my brother and my cousin were making a horror movie. And my cousin had to die. And he died. And then he got up. I said, I'm still filming, you idiot. I can still remember that. So I haven't thought about that in 50 years. What are you doing? You're dead. Jesus Christ. And then once you get a guitar in your hand, I can still remember my friends, like, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? We'd be in my room, like, hanging out or drinking beers long before pot existed.
Yeah.
And I'd be there with my guitar, and they'd like, put that thing down. We're going to go up. Put it there. Would get so mad at me because you discover another new chord or another. Oh, it was such an exciting time. And then when the Beatles hit, they had all these great chords and great chord changes. The old Motown stuff and the oldies, the Dion stuff was all great, but it was the same chords over and over. And all of a sudden, the Beatles just was so creative. And every time there was a new Beatles song, it was a whole new world. It was just, so into that. Like I did gymnastics, and I had a pole vaulting pit right in my backyard.
Wow.
And I really loved that, but never to the degree of digging into the guitar.
Do you still play?
Yeah, I never pick it up because it's really funny. My ex-wife used to get mad at me because she'd say, "You really should pick up your guitar," and I would say, "I can't," because it's a drug. It's like an old girlfriend.
Okay.
It's like an old girlfriend, because I take my guitar out and I start playing. I'll play a couple of my songs. I'll be like, these aren't bad. They're kind of good. I could write some more of these. And it's like calling your old girlfriend, just waiting for her to break your heart. I'm just going to get my heart broken. I get the guitar. At some point, I just said, this ain't for me. I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I know I'm not good enough. It's, know enough to walk away from something. I quit music and went into comedy, which is like going from the frying pan into the fire. It's not like, hey, let me find a sure thing. But I never played you my music.
No.
Oh, I got to give you. Oh, you never heard. Oh, well, you wouldn't be able to play it on the show. But
next visit we can.
But there's only one song on my album. I was on my way to Manhattan in like 2004 or something, and I hadn't really touched my guitar in so long. And I called a girl that, not really a girlfriend, but a girl I used to fool around with, who lived in Las Vegas. Like, this is so vivid. I was on the expressway. I'm right in front of Leaf Rack City. I don't know why I remember that. And it was great because when you're, on your way into the city, it's late at night, 11 or 12 o'clock at night, but she's 3 hours behind. So I can call and you got somebody to talk to all the way into the
Right.
Manhattan. It's like, it's nice.
Right.
Like when I go on long gigs, long drive for gigs, I call an old friend and,
Yeah.
time flies. So I called and I got her answering machine. And meanwhile, I was driving along. I had a bowl. I'm smoking a bowl of pot, and her answering machine came on, and I said, "Oh man, it's so bad that you're not there. I have time to talk. I'm in my car. Blah blah blah." And then when I hung up, my sign off was, "Well, I'm smoking pot. I got my blank out, and I'm thinking about you."
Oh my Lord.
And I hung up. And after I hung up,
Suddenly got hot in here.
after I hung up, I said, "I'm smoking pot.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about you." And I started singing it to myself. And I'm smiling, and people in the cars are looking over like, "What's wrong with him?" And I had a little micro cassette recorder, and I clicked it on, and I'm smoking pot. I got my bong, and I'm thinking about you. I'm driving along. I'm singing a song, and I'm thinking about you. And at the time, I was friends with Les Paul, and I got to be very good friends with the guys in his band because I would give them my homegrown pot. And I called up the guitar player, Frank Vignola, and said, "Listen, I just wrote either the world's best song or the world's worst song, but you got to hear this." So I put it on the computer and sent a little MP3 sound file to him. And he said, "That's the greatest thing I ever heard." He said, "We got to make a record."
You sent this to Les Paul?
No, well, might as well, to his guitar player.
Wow.
Frank Vignola was Les Paul's
Right.
guitar player. It was like being Dolly Parton's breast stand-in.
Okay.
So I got together with these guys, and we recorded this song, and we just had a hoot. And Frank said, "Jackie, you're so much fun. We should do more of this. Have you got any other songs?" I said, "You kidding? I got, 100 from 1973. And so we took out a bunch of songs. And actually, finally, after all those years, 2006, I have a CD of like 12 or 13 of my songs. I can't believe I never gave it to you. I bet you guys would love them. I bet you'd love them.
I would probably love it.
They, and they're fun. Love songs, stupid songs.
Wait, is that it over
what-
there?
I'll probably send it to you.
What is Hold On to Your Hats?
What?
Jackie Martling's Hold On to Your Hats. It's a CD.
Hold On to Your Hat.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get it.
Happy
Excuse me.
endings.
Hold
Oh,
Nobody ever opens these things.
on. No, this one's open.
That's a kid's dirty
Hold on
joke.
to your
That's
hats.
that's
It's
kids' dirty jokes.
Yeah, that's the only one I have. That's it.
All right. Well, I have to come back now.
yay!
Yeah.
The
This is
songs
fun.
are so fun. They're so fun.
Yeah.
And I was so thrilled to finally have that. And then it's with the best players in the world, and we actually did it in Bayville at my house. So when it gets really quiet, you can literally hear crickets. That's the old thing.
Wow.
The audience is so bad.
Yeah,
When you're a comedian, you hear crickets, but you
crickets.
actually hear crickets in the background,
Wow.
and it's fun,
That's cool.
But that was my
Were they
baby.
spider crickets?
Huh?
Were they spider crickets?
I don't know.
I can't stand these spider crickets. They're giant and scary and ugly looking, and they chase me.
I didn't make out with them. I just heard them.
Michelle, it made me eat crickets.
I
2
did.
episodes ago.
I did. I have
Yeah.
salt and vinegar dusted crickets.
Yeah.
And I made her eat one, and she nearly fainted.
Is it a cricket?
It's
It's
in
a
a
real
real
cricket.
cricket. It's
It's
just,
gross.
there's nothing in it. It just tastes like
Oh.
bland salt, like cardboard.
You guys got to
almost.
get a life, man.
Well, we had
I
to do
know.
something fun. All right. If you could redo one thing out of everything in your entire life, you had a chance to do one redo, what would it be?
There's too many answers to that. And you know what? I don't think anything, because everything is part of a timeline.
There you go.
And
Everything
everything,
Love that
everything.
answer.
So many things happen that
You learn from it.
that you bounce. I always told people I went through my life like a pinball machine, like bouncing,
Bing, bing, bing.
and where whatever led to whatever. And I just worked really, really hard. And people say, "Oh, you got so lucky," but
No, you worked
luck
for it.
favors the prepared.
Right.
you know, if you get through a door, you got to have something in your hand when you go through the door.
Exactly. No, you worked your butt off. Many,
you
many
say, well,
years.
I wish this hadn't happened because then maybe my friend wouldn't have got killed in the car crash, or maybe if I did this wouldn't have happened. But you can't do that. You know?
No, you're right.
You know, I would never say I wish I hadn't stopped playing the guitar and became a comedian. You know,
Right.
as stupid as, you know, a lot of bad decisions, but what seems like a bad decision at the time,
Right.
you know,
really
you
wasn't.
know, you wind up breaking up with a girl, which you think is the end of the world, and then you don't realize that you turn the corner and it's Oz, you know. So
Yeah.
So who knows?
All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Alex.
Already?
Alex.
I didn't know since when did you have those
Commercials? Wait till you see the commercial. I'm actually I have to change the commercial, but you're actually in it.
What are you selling?
It's a commercial for the show.
Oh, for your show.
Yeah, you'll see it. It's going to air in a couple of seconds. Go ahead, Alex. Take us to commercial break. We'll be right back.
Where does it go?
Hi, I'm Michael Astor, a New York personal injury lawyer at Astor Law. I've spent the past 30 years fighting for New Yorkers who have been injured or lost a loved one due to the fault of others. At Astor Law, we help accident victims. We have a track record of success with some of the largest settlements and jury verdicts in America. At my firm, we provide New Yorkers with a free consultation. And if you hire us, you don't pay us until we win money for you. If you or someone you know has been injured in an accident, give us a call. At Astor Law, quality service doesn't cost, it pays.
You to be water safe with all my swimming skills, along with all my sing-along friends here in Splashville. Myrtle the turtle, Octi the octopus, Starry the starfish, and that's just a few. You'll learn all about what your body can do. My superpower is to teach with song and rhyme, and that helps you remember what you learn every time. You'll learn to float and you'll learn to swim, from blowing bubbles to jumping in. Each week, you'll learn something new. You'll be amazed at what your body can do. I'm so excited for you to see the show, but now Captain Splash has to go. See you soon. Bye.
The Jackie the Joke Man. Martling
Jackie.
What is that?
That's a pygmy with a heart on.
New York Islander, Rich Pilon. So, how bad did you feel with the Kevin Stevens hit?
Darius and I were in their kitchen, and we were like, we were dominating Mario and them at the time. And Kevin just wanted to take me out, and it was a touch icing, and there was no need for him to come through, and I kind of played like I didn't see him, and at the last second just jumped right into him.
Yeah. And we really love Jason's soup, and we're so happy he's back.
Hello, everybody. My wife Jilly makes she's beautiful. That's my husband, wife. Excuse me, right there, and that's okay. Look.
And we're back. We were just discussing how I've known Lorna for over 42 years, and how well we work together. And Jackie's enjoying his tuna fish sandwiches.
Yes.
How does it feel to replace the other co-host? Obviously, you were second choice.
She really wasn't second choice.
Yeah, I'm trying to dig your way out.
I know.
Well, I actually never saw the show until I came on it. So
Right. Yeah. Join the crowd. Well, a guy and a girl. The guy and the girl thing works good. But this
I think
works
I'm
fine.
cuter than he is, so
Yes.
I'm okay with it.
Definitely.
I will give you that.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
But be careful, you wind up being another one of his girlfriends.
No,
Oh,
that'll never
no,
happen.
no,
Not my
no.
type.
So moving on. If you could go anywhere in the world on vacation, where would you go?
I got married in Hawaii, and Kauai was probably the most beautiful place I think I've ever been. But I do know that we spent 2 weeks there, and after 2 days, you climb the walls because you can only stare at the beauty for so long. I think the place I loved the most walking around was Amsterdam.
Oh, me too.
You've been?
I have been, but I
I've
was
never
a
been.
teenager when I went.
I've never been.
But that's going someplace where you've been before, like
Right.
I think I'd really like to go to Ireland just to see if it's really as green as it seems.
I heard it was gorgeous.
I heard it was gorgeous too.
I've been to Paris, I've been to London, but all those places you love to go back. Love to go to Australia if it wasn't so far away.
I've been there 3 times.
But
Australia, beautiful.
Too long of a flight.
I've been to Japan a bunch of times, and that's a really long flight. But if you're having fun,
That's one place I'd like to go, Japan.
really, what? Since the pandemic, I haven't been anywhere. Where would you like to go? How about Dick's Hills? You know what I mean?
How about Michelle's house for tuna sandwiches?
Yeah, there you go. I definitely do not want to go to the moon. I definitely think the world is out of their mind. We could feed the world, and the world could be a happy place if they weren't spending the money on trying to go to Mars, which is just
Right. Oh,
just such an absurd,
yeah.
just beyond
Yeah. Just because they can. It's ridiculous.
insanity.
Oh, I agree. Is there any big decision or choice you had to make in your life that, well, this is kind of like the other question, but that you wish you would have chose differently?
No.
Everything's a learning experience. I get it.
I like the choice where I made for college. The obvious thing people like what happened with the whole Stern show. You're sorry about what happened with that, but that
It's not your fault.
that just, the experiences I've had for the last 22 years, I just would not have had,
Right.
True.
True.
Although I might have been off there in 5 years, but then I would have met a completely, that you can't do that. You can't go back and shift time.
Right.
You have no idea
Your
who would
path
wind
is
up
your
where
path.
with what,
Right. Okay. If you could go back to any age in your life, what age would it be and why?
I'd be popping out of my mom and starting over.
There you go.
I would do,
Deep.
I'd do the whole thing again.
Would you do anything differently?
No way. You got to read the book, Lorna. I mean, the
No,
stories.
it's so many mistakes and so many stupid things, but
But you learn from
it's all learned
Yeah.
by doing.
Yeah.
Right. It also makes us stronger.
Yeah.
Every time I
Wow.
screwed up in my life, hey, maybe I'm wrecking my life, but at least I get another chapter from my book.
There you go.
Positive thinking.
There you go.
Who is your go-to friend?
Probably,
Doesn't have to be best friend. I
No.
don't want to insult anyone, but who's your go-to friend?
it depends what we're talking about.
You can say
My
that.
sister, or probably my girlfriend, but if probably my old radio partner, the guy who's produced my documentary, Ian Carr. He's just a
Ian
real
Carr?
good guy, real smart, real successful,
Right.
good head on his shoulders, and Peter Bales now,
Right.
there's no
How long have you known Peter?
1979. He used to come see my band in Oyster Bay.
Wow.
He's from Locust Valley, and he didn't care about my band, but they heard about me and my partner were two guys with guitars, and Rum Runner was a huge bar.
Oh yeah, I used
But
to go there.
Oh my
But
goodness.
Tuesday night was Oyster Bay night, just me and Bates with our guitars. Be 400 crazy drunken Oyster Bay people there,
And me.
and the people from Locust Valley and Bayville heard about it. Peter said he heard that it's packed with
Right.
crazy, beautiful, drunken women, that was Oyster Bay.
Yeah.
And it's funny. My ex-wife, that was right. I met her right then. She was way younger than me, and when we started working there, she was the head waitress, and she hated Tuesday nights because the people from Oyster Bay are all such drunks. They spend every penny they had on booze. There was never a penny left to tip the waitress. They would like empty their pockets out to get one more drink, which is so funny. But that was crazy. I don't even know what we're talking about now.
I think that's a car dealership now.
Yeah, actually,
Rum Runners.
yes, it
Yeah.
is. It's a car dealership now.
Yeah.
And they
Well,
used to
the
be
BMW is across the street now,
Right.
but that just changed. Now that's not BMW anymore. And then right next to, I know what you're talking about, but where Rum Runner actually was
was
like
next to the cemetery.
kind of like a parking lot now.
Yeah.
For not a parking lot per se, but it houses stuff to go with the other
Dealership.
big, huge dealership.
Yeah, it's right next to the Pine Hollow Cemetery.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Across the street.
And the roller rink used to be across the street.
When I was a kid, when I was in like 6th grade, there was nothing there. That whole area was nothing. And they said, "Yep, there's gonna be a bowling alley, and there's gonna be a Carvel, and there's gonna be a movie theater." And we were like, "Yeah, in what dream?" And then all of a sudden, we had a bowling alley, and we had a Carvel, and we had a movie theater. And you go bowling. We bowled in the leagues on Saturdays, and then go to the movies right there. It was just heavenly. And then, my band, we used to play at the bowling alley bar. I still can. I'm still back there not believing that we're ever going to have a bowling alley, and then it became the roller skating rink.
Right.
And then now it's Stop and Shop. And,
Yes.
And the movie theater became a BMW dealer, and the Carvel is now a McDonald's. And the whole thing just went flying out the window. But
sure
God,
did.
those were
The
were
good old
my
days.
friends. Oh God.
The good old days. Wow, we had so many good times over there.
Oh yeah.
So we have to do douche of the week, and we're
You
actually
better go do that now.
no, we name a douche of the week. Come on, Jackie, you've done this
Don't
before
look at
with
me.
Doug.
Why are you looking at me with that?
I don't remember this.
Yes, douche of the week. So we pick somebody that we don't like and we call them out on the show. So this week's douche of the week is my neighbor. She lives down the block across the street, about 6 houses down.
No, that's not your neighbor.
It's my neighbor. I've known her since I was a teenager. But she decided she's going to sell her house. She's got a for sale sign on her front lawn. They cleaned everything out. They're just waiting to get a buyer. So everybody thinks they can get $1 million for their houses in Hicksville now, which is not the case. People.
Yes.
So she decided it would be a good idea to catnap my cat. Obviously not the one we put to sleep. It's the one that's still
Imagine
here.
if it was.
Imagine that would make it a really
So you're not
interesting
accusing
story.
her of murder.
No,
No.
but she took my cat, and what she didn't know is we had already put an Apple AirTag locator in her collar. So we know the address, the precise address and location of where she goes because she likes to wander.
But why would somebody take a cat from 4 houses away?
Because she's crazy. She took my cat. Now, the
Like to
cat,
adopt it or to make her house look more homely for
she's
people trying to-
moving and was going to take my cat with her, even though she's got a collar with her name, my phone number, everything. She was just going to leave with my cat. So I had to send my husband and my daughter down there because if I would have gone, I think the police may have been called. But so we had to tell her,
Why
don't touch the
was
cat.
she a friend of yours that used to like the cat or pal around?
No, she just lets her in her house. She sees the cat. She gives her treats and started feeding her. And we couldn't figure out why
Well,
Ginger was
why
getting
didn't you
fat.
try feeding the cat yourself?
We did. We did, Jay.
Stop starving your cat.
We gave her treats. This is the most spoiled cat. It was my mom's cat. When my mom passed, I inherited the cat. By then, it was too late. She was already an outdoor
I'm sorry.
cat.
It sounds to me like the cat went looking for attention. You know, the cat cheated.
There's a lot of male cats
cat is
down
cheating
that
on
end of
you,
the block.
correct.
The cat cheated on you.
Yeah. But like the cat was suffering. And I only know this because the cat does not like to stay inside anybody's house. Ever. She'll scratch at our door to go out. So I can only imagine what she was doing in this woman's house for 3 days. And we
look,
kept
cut to the
seeing
chase.
her
Is an
move.
attractive woman, this neighbor? She attractive?
Next time you only
She's
get
not.
one tuna fish sandwich. She is not. She is not. She's not attractive. She is not nice. And she's a little out there. And stop taking my cat. You're a douche.
Pussy thief.
Yeah. What he said.
So she literally grabbed your pussy.
She
grabbed your
grabbed my
pussy.
pussycat and brought it and kidnapped the pussycat and kept it in her house for 3 days.
This is a stupid world.
It really is. Can you imagine taking someone's pet?
I don't even know what to say about this.
If she didn't have a collar, I would understand. But
I
she
mean,
had a
I
collar.
have a a cellar full of animals that I've collected from the neighbors, but nobody knows that. Most of them are still alive.
Oh my goodness.
Most of them, as far as you know. When was the last time you went down there, Jack? You like
I
a
don't know,
month?
but it's hard to stay awake because the bonk and giraffe keeps hitting his head on the
Giraffe.
The giraffe. Oh
bonk.
my
Oh
God.
my.
Oh,
Do
Mickey,
you have a
happy
sloth?
birthday.
Huh? Do you have a sloth?
She wants a
Is
sloth.
that a dirty word?
No,
Oh,
she doesn't.
no.
It's an animal, a
A
sloth.
sloth.
It's like the slowest animal in the world besides a turtle.
I had a guy that worked with me and Nancy, who, when I first moved into my house where I've been living now for 22 years, he said he saw a mole. And I said, you are out of your... No, he said he saw a possum. And I said, you're out of your mind, JC. You're crazy. He said, I'm sure I saw a possum. I don't know if you ever saw one.
Yeah,
But
they're
they're
scary.
they look like a big cat, only they have no hair. So they're like white and disgusting looking. And I went down and I was putting together an album order or something like that. And all of a sudden I stood and I felt like I stood on a pile of poop or a pile of something. And I looked down and I was standing on top of this big white possum, like, ow!
Oh,
And I'm like, I guess, And
Yeah.
I don't know how he got in. I don't know how he got out, but
Ugh.
hopefully he's dead by now.
They're a little scary.
I
I would hope
so.
so.
We still have a bunny. We still have a bunny rabbit that shows up on the lawn, like as recently as a couple days ago in the winter.
Wow.
That is,
I've seen bunnies.
Well, there used to be a lot of bunnies around, but our kitty, they didn't get too old, because our cat, they're vicious cats. But ever since Jake's been gone, all of a sudden you see 2, 3, 4, 5 bunnies running around the yard. A little bigger.
Well, pussies don't like the hair.
No, they don't. They don't.
Ba-dum-bum.
Very
But
good. Very good. Yeah.
You can have that
A
one.
lot of pussies get rid of the hair.
Anywho, so what do you have going on? What do you have coming up?
I'm doing Suffolk Theater March 4th.
Yes.
A few hours ago, I booked the brokerage for May 4th.
Nice.
And I'm doing a movie that I don't know the name of it, but I'm Freddie the bartender.
I love that.
Nice.
And
If you need practice, let me know.
Yes.
You come to my bar. I'll let you bartend.
and we're doing we're in the middle of season 3, almost at the end of season 3 of the season Stand Up Memories, me and Peter Bales.
Oh, yes. The podcast.
Which is great fun,
Now, you do that every Wednesday?
Well, we do a bunch of them.
Okay.
And they get saved up and they get put in the
Right, right.
Like I think the one that came out last night, I think was Joey Cola and his wife.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't keep track, but and I'm still trying to work over. I can't believe I'm old. I just can't remember people's names. And even people that I really, really like, Chris Monty. That's the name.
Oh, yes.
He's so funny, so good.
He is funny.
And he came on with his wife, and she was great. We do, and we have a lot of yaks, and I think we're going to be doing a benefit at the Italian American Club in Oyster Bay to raise money. But one of my really good friends, his daughter has a farm at Planting Fields, and the entire staff is people with autism.
Wow.
That's
but they have
awesome.
this magnificent, organic farm. And Alethea, the girl that runs it, that started it, just so great. And people donate all the time and stuff, but we thought it'd be a really nice thing to do. I don't want to do a show and charge local people $50 to hear the jokes they heard me telling in 7th grade, so
Right.
But people will fork over $50 if it's for a good cause.
Sure
and it's a
they
good
will.
night out, and
I'll fork over $50.
and there's no room, it's like 100 people. So I'm going to get in trouble with people like, it used to be people get mad at you for for not giving free tickets, but now I couldn't get tickets. How come? Like,
well, it's a fundraiser.
I can't make it any bigger,
Yeah.
But that'll be fun. We don't have a date for that yet, so that's why I was hesitant to mention it. But that'll be me and Peter.
Okay.
Me and Peter do everything together. Since I was
Is
here,
it open to the public, or is it going to be a private event?
No, it'll be open to the public.
Oh, I'm there.
But yeah, and we're just I'm not going to do one of those things where we do 2 shows or 3 shows. We'll do it once and charge a decent amount of money,
right,
and make some money. And then if people want to do it again, we can easily do it again because the Italian American Club is right there in Oyster Bay.
Sure.
And I might be doing something for the Bayville Firemen again.
Nice.
Oh, great.
They got a great firehouse, and we did a show there about 4 years ago, and just they're still talking about it,
Well, then we should do another.
Okay, well, tell somebody.
I
I
will
love
tell.
Bayville.
Let's do another show at the Bayville Fire Department. People, come on. Let's do this. I would definitely come.
I mean, I got nothing but time, nothing but time.
Yeah, me too. Me too, kid. Me too. So I just have a couple of quick announcements. I can't believe our hour's over already.
Is it
It's
really?
unbelievable. But I said that we had an announcement. We're working on a ton of new merchandise for the show. I ordered the flip-flops.
I love flip-flops.
We're getting flip-flops.
Flip-flops?
The girls
Flip-flops.
wanted flip-flops. We did beach
Yeah.
bags. They were a huge hit. We sold out. We have tumblers. We're getting tank tops for the summer for men
Awesome.
and women. We have zip-up hoodies, regular hoodies, long-sleeve T-shirts, regular T-shirts. We may even do Converse sneakers. Which I
What?
thought was really a cool
Love
idea.
Converse.
Yes. So we're doing about
That's
all
old
this
school
stuff.
right there.
It sure is. I love old school.
I used to be the king of merch. I had, CDs and cassettes
yeah.
and mugs and Ice Stump Jacket, they joke me in T-shirts and
Yes.
5 different colors and 5 different sizes and tank tops. And then I had joke machines and a comedy calculator and a mirror that insulted you when you picked it up. I should bring one of those in.
Yes,
I would
that
love
would be
that.
fun.
Because in the 50s, there was this little pink mirror that when you held it up, it would laugh, like it was laughing at your face.
Oh, that's
And
great.
then I said, well, why don't we upgrade that? And the guys from Excalibur Electronics, we made it. And you pick it up, and it's not dirty. It just, is that your head or did your neck throw up? Stuff like that.
That's great.
It was so fun, And then, of course, I had 15 products with Excalibur Electronics. And it was the guy's company was so huge, so successful, that he doubled the size of it.
Wow.
And he overexpanded and went right into the toilet.
Wow.
That happens with so many businesses.
Yeah.
People are going, they think it's just going to keep going. And
Yeah.
they don't realize they've already hit warp
Right.
speed.
I'm sorry, but we have 1 minute. I have to just do a
Holy
quick
moly.
couple of
Want to have sex?
announcements.
We got
I thought that was at least 2 minutes, Jackie.
that's
God, I was so looking
that's
forward
with
to
the,
that.
That's with the cleaner.
Well, it would have been, but he's eating a tuna sandwich.
Yeah,
so
well, close enough.
It's down to 1 minute
Close
now.
enough.
Yeah.
That'll have to do.
So thank you to all of our sponsors, the Harmony Bar, Astalor and Associates, the Double L Tavern.
Thank you.
I mean, without our sponsors, where would we be? And thank you to our wonderful guests. Jackie
The
Martling.
Double L.
Tavern.
Double L.
At
Yeah.
the West Village Green.
Yeah.
The one that Billy Joel talks about in Scenes from an Italian Restaurant. That's
It's
what
the
he's
same
talking
bar.
about.
Different name now.
I know of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy used to hang out in Oyster Bay. He used to live in Oyster Bay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, guys, thank you. Like and share the show. Jackie, thank you so much for being
It
here.
was such an honor
I
meeting
mean,
you.
great
I've been
show.
a lifetime fan.
Thanks for
You have
tuna
no
fish.
idea. This has
I
been
love it.
amazing.
Yes.
The fact that I'm sitting next to him for the past hour has been
She's
unbelievable.
glowing.
I am. I was so nervous. And
Catching.
it's so awesome. Thank you.
But, guys, we will see you next week. And that's all we got, right?
Yeah.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.